Hi everybody, how you doing? This is Phil Burst here on the Ginger Nut Marketing Podcast and live on the Ginger Nut Marketing Facebook channel. I want to talk about work-life balance today, which is coincidental because this is a Saturday and I'm doing this podcast for you. And it's making me think about how difficult finding the balance between work and your personal life really is. In fact, it's bloody difficult and it's frustrating me at the moment. I think what frustrates me most is we're all taught to work hard and we're all taught to reap the rewards from working hard. But I'm just struggling with that right now because sometimes in life when you want to achieve things you want to achieve, it means working so hard in the short term that you get so tired and you get so drained. And you find it very hard to think about the long term. And that's been on my mind today, so I thought I'd talk about it a little bit. So I've got a few projects on at the moment that are taking up quite a lot of my time. So I've got my core business, which is Elephant Digital. I've got my side hustle business, which is a comparison website project, which I'm working on, which is just starting to ramp up significantly at the moment. I've got my training and consultancy, which I do, 1 or 2 days a month, nothing too dramatic, nothing too drastic. I've got the book that I'm trying to write about entrepreneurship and business growth, which I'm very, very passionate about and so excited for. But it does take a lot of time, a lot of mental power, a lot of mental thought processes to focus on writing chapter by chapter. And then for some strange reason, the last thing I've got to think about is my family and my personal life and my social life. And getting that balance right is so difficult. I'm really, really struggling with it right now. And I wonder if you're struggling with it too. And I wonder what tips and techniques you use to keep yourself balanced. Because I think that's the key. Having balance in your life is probably the most important thing. Having a balance between your short-term focus and your long-term focus. Having a balance between your different projects, which one you prioritize. And having balance between the amount of energy you exert in the short term on your professional endeavors, balanced against the amount of energy you need, want, to focus on your personal endeavors. I think in some senses, if you're employed, if you have a job, it perhaps is a little bit easier because there's quite often a clear divide between work and life. So most people work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. When they walk through the door at 9, they switch on into work mode. They work as hard as they can most of the time. And then at 5 o'clock, they switch off or try to switch off and go home and focus on the family. I think it's more difficult if you're self-employed. In fact, it's almost impossible if you're self-employed. The benefit of being self-employed is really, really obvious. It means you can actually start work at 9:30 if you want to. You start work at 10. You start work at midday. You don't even have to start work at all some days if you don't want to. But if you start work at midday, you'll be thinking right the way through till 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. And that's difficult. That's what catches you out. You need rhythm in your week and you need a pattern in your week that you can follow. So I'm a big believer as an entrepreneur or anybody aspiring to be an entrepreneur to create structure in your week, to create balance in your week. So for example, I try to finish early every Friday, 1, 2, 3 o'clock if I can, because I know I need a little bit extra time to decompress before the weekend, so I can enjoy my weekend with my family and the personal things that I'm aspiring to do. And I find if you work too much during the week and then you keep going into Friday night and you're still working on Saturday morning, you never recover for the weekend. You spend all weekend basically shattered, and you get to Monday morning and you're desperate to get back to work for a rest. And it's a rest from having a rest. It's a rest from sleeping and trying to sleep all weekend because you're so bloody tired from the week before. So that's my challenge at the moment is how do I get to the end of a week and not feel exhausted, not feel ready just to pack it all in and say, that's it, self-employed life or even employed life is not for me, I'm gonna be a hermit, I'm gonna live on a mountain. Which would be quite fun actually. I'd quite enjoy that. It's tricky. It's really, really difficult. I think for me the key is that structure, that Monday to Friday 9 to 5. Even if you're self-employed, I think it's very important. And also, I have this this theory about the amount of energy that I have in a week. So conventionally, you'd think that you have a certain amount of energy during the day, and you sleep overnight, and you wake up the next day, and you have a day's worth of energy. But I genuinely believe I've got like a working week's worth of energy. And sometimes that working week's worth of energy is gone by Friday, it's gone by Thursday, it's gone by Wednesday, and every now and again it's gone by Tuesday or Monday. And I just spend the rest of the week just dead to the world, just can't concentrate, can't focus, and just can't be productive. So for me, I focus on how to conserve that energy between Monday and Friday. And I think you do that by not being on all the time. I don't think you can be on Monday to Friday 9 to 5. I think you have to ease yourself into the week, ramp up to the middle, and then ease yourself off towards the Friday. So that's what I've been trying to do that for the last 3 or 4 months, and just seeing if it works. And it is better. And it's a very subtle shift, because you've still got to be switched on. You've still got to be focused, whether you're employed or self-employed. But you've got to find that sort of mountainous peak that goes over the top and ease yourself down again. So that's what I'm working on. That's my plan. I'd be really interested in what you guys think as well. Have you guys got a plan to get through the week to maintain your balance, to have that safe balance between work and life, work and play? What do you guys do? How do you keep yourself motivated and balanced? So that's my thoughts for today. Keep yourself balanced. Go and play with the kids. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.